Alright folks, strap yourselves in because things are heating up in the lead up to the federal election, and if you think this is going to be a straightforward race, you've got another thing coming. There's one name that keeps popping up in conversations: Peter Dutton. And the big question everyone's asking: will Dutton embrace the Trump playbook? Before we break it all down, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Do you reckon Dutton's got the spine to go full Trump, or is he just playing politics as usual? And if you're sick of the circus, grab our Albo Says Relax t-shirt, on sale for just $23, but only for the next 48 hours. Links in the description. Right, let's get stuck in. Now, former Speaker of the House Bronwyn Bishop has made it clear that electricity prices and immigration are the two biggest issues on the table. No matter who you are or where you stand, these topics affect everyone. But are they enough to turn the election on its head? That's the million-dollar question. Let's talk numbers, because the bookies are already laying their bets. A few months ago, it looked like the Liberal National Party, LNP, had a comfortable lead, but things are getting bloody tight. We are now staring down a 50-50 split in some polls, with a bit of push and pull depending on where you look. Take Paul Morgan's numbers. He's calling it 55-45 for Labour. But if you twist the stats the right way, the best-case scenario for the Libs is a 51-49 edge. That's within striking distance, and we all know elections can flip in a heartbeat. So, what's next for Dutton? Well, if the Libs want to turn the tide, they need a game-changer, and Bishop reckons it comes down to two things. 1. Electricity prices. People are copping it big time with soaring power bills. 2. Immigration, a topic that's always touchy, but right now, it's front and center. Now, let's get real. Screaming into the void about the good old days isn't going to cut it. Electricity is expensive, and it's only getting worse. The solution? Lower power prices and tax cuts. Put money back in people's pockets. Simple. And timing is everything. The budget reply will be Dutton's big moment, the perfect stage to drop a bombshell policy and shake things up before the election is officially called. But here's the kicker: Albo still holds the cards on when this election happens. He's got 59 days to pick his moment, and don't think for a second he's not strategizing every little detail. If he announces it after the budget, we could be looking at a May 3rd call for a May 10th election. But guess what? That's Mother's Day weekend. Disaster. Move it to May 17th? Maybe, but let's be honest, he just loves living at the lodge. And while we are talking about timing, let's not forget half the country votes early these days. So all this talk about when the campaign kicks into high gear? It's already happening. The Libs need momentum, and they need it fast. The media will give Albo the benefit of the doubt every time. So what are the low-hanging fruit for Dutton? What can he hit Albo with that'll actually stick? We've seen what happens when the campaign drags on too long. Remember when Malcolm Fraser called an early election because of the bushfires? Yeah, didn't work out too well for him, did it? Labour, meanwhile, is feeling pretty smug. Inside sources reckon Albo is convinced they'll pick up 4 extra seats on top of what they already have. Confident much? Maybe too confident. But there's a serious problem for Labour, and its name is Victoria. The Labour government there has been copping it in the polls, and it's bleeding into the federal race. There's the CFMEU scandal, the coal power backflip, the police commissioner drama, all stacking up. Over in WA, the Libs are barely keeping their heads above water. Some reckon they could be left with just 6 or 7 seats when all is said and done. That's a nightmare scenario. But let's zoom out, because there's an elephant in the room that nobody's talking about. And his name? Donald Trump. Love him or hate him, Trump changes the game. Right now, there's chatter in Washington about slapping extra tariffs on Australia because of our pharmaceutical benefit scheme. Imagine that, America versus Australia on healthcare. If that becomes a campaign issue, Albo wins. Hands down. But don't count Dutton out just yet. If he plays it right, if he turns this election into a referendum on power prices, cost of living, and border security, then it's anyone's game. So what do you reckon? Will Dutton go full Trump, or will he play it safe? Can Albo hold on to his lead, or will Victoria sink him? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you made it this far, you're a legend. Before you go, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and grab your Albo Says Relax t-shirt before the sale ends. Links in the description. Election season is only just getting started, and it's going to be one hell of a ride.